So today's video I want to talk about why you should always use your strengths and why you should never be ashamed of using your strengths no matter what type of player you are. And I'm making this video because I remember I was playing futsal, so I was training with my futsal team, and there's this one guy at training where, you know, he's not really the best technically, he's not really, you know, the most aesthetic pleasing player on the ball, but one thing that he does have is that he can shoot. You understand? This guy can shoot, and anytime he was getting the ball, he was just taking a touch, one touch out of his feet, and he was just rapping it every single time. He was just rapping it. And then I remember in training, some players were sitting out on the sidelines waiting to go into the court. And then I remember one guy saying, "Oh, all this guy does is shoot, you know, like all this guy does is shoot. Like he has nothing else. All this guy does is shoot." And the thing is, yeah, he's got a good point. All the guy really can do is shoot. But the thing is, though, if that's his strengths, those are his strengths. You understand? At least he's using his strengths, because the reason I say to use your strengths is that I've seen so many players growing up where it's like they're ashamed to use their strengths. They want to be players. They want to be a player so badly that they're just not that type of player. You understand? For example, you get a guy who's like 6'3", he's big, he's tall, he's athletic, but he never actually uses his strengths. You understand? He wants to try to be, you know, a pretty footballer. He wants to try, you know, ball on the ground, doing step overs, doing all of this. Like he never wants to actually, you know, use his strengths. You understand? He never wants to. You know them big guys who just never use their size, you understand? And you look at them and you're like, oh, if only I was that tall, you understand? Like me, for example, I'm only 5'8", and I'll be looking at some of these big guys, and the way they play, it's like they're 6'2", but it's like they don't want to be that tall, they don't want to be that strong, they don't want to be that big. It's like, you know, they're scared of pulling out a challenge. You got guys who are like 5'7", 5'8", bullying these guys off the ball, you know, being more aggressive than them. You know, these 6'2" guys, they're not, you know, they're never aggressive. A lot of them who don't, you know, play their size, for instance, they're never aggressive on the ball. That you never see them make crunching challenges. It's like they're trying to be this pretty defender. These like pretty players. I see it especially in centre backs as well. I feel like everybody these days wants to be like the ball playing centre back, you understand? And for some people that can work, but for other people it's like those are not your strengths. Like other people, I see that their strengths are in the air, like aerial duels, crunching tackles, their strength, their pace, but they don't want to use it. It's like a lot of centre backs these days, they want to be the ball playing defender, they want to be pretty on the ball, they want to be carrying the ball out like they're William Saliba or something, and at times that's just not your bag, you understand? Or I'll be growing up and there'll be a guy who's clearly a centre back, but he wants to try playing in centre mid, you understand? And it's like, bro, that's not your strength, you understand? You're like 6'3", you turn like a tractor, bro. Like it's all right, bro. Just you know what I'm saying, just stay at the back, win the aerial duels, crunchy, going for tackles, and that's your game, you understand? It's like certain people just want to be this type of player. It's like maybe they've seen a professional player that they really like, and they want to try imitate that player really badly, even though that's not really their natural game, you understand? It's like for instance, you know, the guys who are clearly fullbacks but they want to be wingers so bad, and it's like that's just not your bag, you know what I'm saying? 1v1 attacking wise, it's just not their bag. They think that just because they have a bit of pace about them that they can play on the wing, but really you need much more than that, you know what I'm saying? You need that dribbling ability, you need that technical security, you need to judge, you know, when to keep the ball and when to go 1v1 with your man. But on the other side, when these guys play fullback, 1v1 defensive wise, they're so good, you understand? But it's like they keep trying to force, you know what I'm saying? They keep trying to force this winger thing, and it's like it's just not working, you understand? So like I said, this video is literally just about don't be afraid to use your strengths, even if your game is different to like your favorite player's game, you understand? Maybe you're a right back, but your favorite player is like a number 10, you understand? It doesn't mean you have to be a number 10, you understand? You can still watch the player, admire his game, but play to your strengths, you understand? And never, no matter what your strengths are, no matter if, you know, people make fun of you for your strengths, no matter if people criticize your game, say that, oh, you're limited, oh, that's the only thing you're good at. If people say that's the only thing you're good at, use that, embrace that, obviously work on other things in your game as well, but continue to use that. Don't care what they say, because I'd rather be, you know what I'm saying, I'd rather be a one-trick pony than a no-trick pony, you understand? So literally, don't be afraid to use your strength. Just like the guy in the story, it's like, he's not the best dribbler, not the best passer, but one thing he could do was shoot. And anytime he got the ball, one touch to control, one touch out of his feet, and bang, he was rapping it every single time. And like I said, People will see your one trick pony and they'll criticize, you know, they'll hate on you. But yo, if your strength, if it keeps working, just keep doing it. Same as the left-footed guys who have no weak foot. You know when you play with a lot of left-footed players, you always say, oh, he's all left. Oh, he's only going left. He's only going left. Which obviously I'd encourage you to, you know, use your weak foot, work on that so you can go both ways and you're unpredictable. But yo, if you're moving like Iron Robin and they know which way you're gonna go but they still can't stop you, yo, don't be embarrassed to just keep using it. If it's working, you understand? If people can shout all they want, oh, he's all left, he's going left, but if they can't stop it, what's really the issue, you understand? So like I said, don't be afraid to use your strength no matter what position you play. Centre back, right back, left back, on the wing, in the middle of the pitch, up top as a striker, doesn't matter, you understand? If it works, it works. Look at Erling Haaland, for example. People say he's limited, but yo, he gets the goals, he gets the business, you understand? He may never be able to, you know, link play like a Harry Kane. He may never be able to, you know, drop in deep, you know, check over his shoulders, bring the ball down and bring other people into play like Harry Kane, you understand? But yo, what he can do, he's an absolute finisher, you understand? He's an absolute finisher. And yo, that's what gets him the goals. That's what helps Man City win games. That's what helps him get the big 10-year contract. You understand? Because yo, it's a rare skill in football. You understand? It's a rare skill that a guy can just put the ball in the back of the net as rare as Haaland. So yo, people criticize the guy, but at the end of the day, you still have to respect his ability, and he's still considered at least. Even if you're not his biggest fan, you still have to say he's at least top 10, is a top 10 footballer in the world, simply off of that ability. Potentially top 5. I don't know about this season, but yeah, definitely top 10, pushing top 5 footballer in the world for sure. So yeah, like I said, don't be embarrassed to use your strengths no matter what it is. I'm not saying that you just be a one-trick pony, but what's it called? You work on other areas of your game, but no matter if it's your position or certain traits or abilities that you have, yo, just use it for to your advantage. Even with the whole, you know, that whole thing on TikTok about both trait this, both trait that. I feel like everybody wants to be so nonchalant nowadays. I literally see pure passion merchants trying to hold in their passion just so they can look nonchalant. You understand? Just because they've seen a few TikTok edits or seen a few YouTube short edits about, you know, these nonchalant ballers like Elise. They try to be nonchalant, and it's like, bro, that's not your bag. That's not your game. It's okay. You show a bit of emotion, show a bit of passion. You know. Shout and scream if you want, because yo, if you play off emotion, yo, that's the strength. Use that to your advantage. Use the fact that you play with emotion to your advantage. You understand? You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to, you know, follow every single trend. Just be you. You understand? Know what player you are. Obviously, like I said, work on areas of your game, but if something doesn't feel natural, it doesn't feel right, and it's not necessarily required for your position as well, then yo, just stick to what you know what I'm saying? Get those key 3 or 4 traits up to a 10 out of 10, and then obviously work on the others, but make the key traits for your position, make those a priority, understand? Literally just focus on, you know, using your strengths, and don't try force things. You can always adapt, you can always evolve, you understand? But don't try force things that are just not gonna work, you understand? Especially with like positional changes as well. Like if you're a centre back and you're trying to be a number 8, it's like, yo, just come back, be a centre back. Your strengths lie in your 1v1 ability, your reading of the game at the back. You're not really good on the half turn, then you're clearly not a midfielder, you understand? So literally just always remember to just use your strengths, and just know your game, use your strengths, and just play whatever position you are, yo, just stick to that, because ultimately it's gonna get you the furthest in your football career anyway. Even me, for example, I've been guilty of this myself, where in terms of my shooting technique, you know, I see all these players, you know, a lot of players these days, they like, you know, curling the ball, they like wrapping the ball, you know, starting the ball outside of the post and then bring it into the far post. And I'll be real, I fell in love with, you know, trying to perfect that shot, trying to wrap the ball, trying to, you know, use my instincts, you know, wrap the ball into either corner. But to be honest, I'll be real, that's just not my preferred shooting technique, you understand? Me personally, I'm way better, my shots are way better when I'm just using my laces, I'm just striking through the ball, you know, like a Fede Valverde type of player, where it's just like, yo, he just hits it hard and true, you understand? Another player I see doing this is like Justin Cliver for Bournemouth this season. He doesn't even try wrap it, he's not nice with it, he just laces, just laces, and it just flies past the keeper, you know. I remember Wayne Rooney used to do it as well. Wayne Rooney had the curler as well, but a lot of the times he would just, bro, boom, laces. Sometimes it wouldn't even go in the corner, but the power, the pace on it, it would just go too far. So, you know, even for example for me, I figured out, I was like, yo, this curling the ball thing, you know, I can do it, but my technique is, yo, laces through the ball, because when I put my laces through the ball, that's when it's really flying, you understand? Sort of like I said before, sort of like a Valverde. So even for me, I've been guilty of this. Off the top of my head, that's probably like the main example I can use for myself. I can't really remember too much. Maybe when I was young, I was a centre back at first, and I was trying to be a centre mid, you understand? Obviously, at the time, I wasn't really good enough to play centre mid. I wasn't really, you know, technically secure enough to play centre mid until I got older. You know, my reading of the game improved. That's when I sort of stepped into midfield. But at the time, when I was like 7 or 8, and I wanted to, you know, play further forward, I just wasn't good enough. I just didn't, you know, my football intelligence just wasn't there yet. So, you know, I tried forcing the thing, but my coach was just sort of like, yo, you're a centre back, just play centre back for now. We'll see as you get older, but just play centre back for now. So yeah, those are probably the 2 examples where even me, I try to force things where trying to do things where my strengths didn't lie, you understand? Trying to do things where I wouldn't bring the best out of myself. So just remember, you know, when it comes to, you know, your attributes, your position, even your temperament, on and off the pitch, just act in a way, just move in a way that brings the best out of you. You're allowed to improve on weaknesses, you're allowed to evolve, but like I said, don't stray too far away from what feels natural for you, what brings the best out of you as a footballer, you understand? So that's all I've got to say for this vid. Hope you enjoyed. I've been JT, and I'm out.